Hey YouTube, Aiden slash just Aiden here with a slightly different instrument. We'll talk about it maybe later. Welcome to my practice again. Today we're going to do some long tone articulations. This is long tones. We're all about long tones lately because I realized I needed them, and so I've been playing lots of different variations on long tones. This one also includes articulations because that's a huge weakness of mine, is articulating the middle of a note and not changing a bunch of things. So for this, I'm starting on F and below the staff, not F in the staff, F below the staff, and I'm going to go down by half step, up by half step, down by whole step, up by whole step, down by minor third, up by minor third, etc. And I'm basically going to play, and I guess it depends on the tempo you're thinking of, quarter note, half note, something like that. It might just be 3/4 notes, depending on how much air I have. The point is to start the note instantly, not have any lead up into the note, but just note, and then also not change the note when we articulate, and then at the end of the note, not do anything weird to the end of the note. I like to go sharp at the end of notes because I do weird things in my oral cavity when I run out of air. So I'm going to really try to just use air until I just don't have any left and the note ends. Really going for big old just blocks of sound right now. So even on that one, I'll be really picky. The first articulation of the E after the initial attack, I felt like I stopped the air too much. Let's do that one again. That was better, but the first articulation wasn't great, and I think after the third articulation, the last articulation, I did something weird with my face. On that one, I changed a lot of stuff. I feel like after the second articulation, I closed oral cavity or something, sound changed. I have earplugs in right now, so I'm kind of focusing on the internal sensation to make it really obvious to me when I'm doing something inside. Really hard for me to start the note instantly. I like to lead up to it. It's not long. The note sounds pretty full, very close to the articulation, but it should sound it at the articulation. And then when we get low, it's really hard to move the tongue fast enough to not interrupt the air for too long. That time I went da, da, and the tongue was in the way for too long, so the sound stopped too much. Didn't start fast enough. And the last couple are okay. On the bottom notes, I do run out of air, so I kind of let that taper rather than just going ba ba ba. I let the note taper, so I play it kind of more the right length. Maybe I should do it the other way. I don't know. The really hard part for me is maintaining the integrity of both ranges as I get farther and farther away. Instead of playing one range with too high of a feeling and the other range with too low of a feeling, and then just kind of continuing that and getting worse and worse. Really hard to play low really well, and then play the mid register really well. Tiny break, let's keep going. It's really hard to start pedals right on the pitch. I started that one way too high the first time. This slot is big, you gotta hit it right in the middle. And then I can't be too tense to play in the mid-range. Now I'm not happy with the sound and this slot. Doing something weird with it. Started that one just a little too high and then settled into it. It felt really good, but I didn't start it that way. This slide does not fit perfectly on here. There we go. A little too slow for me to continue playing the whole thing. Maybe I'll speed up when I play the lower ones. Tense and not with my lips together. Really hard for me in the mid-upper register where I'm playing now to keep the air moving and not rely on my chops just like kind of being together to make the noise happen. When you're playing low, you basically can't play unless you're moving the air. It'll sound better if you keep moving it in the right way, but otherwise the noise stops, right? But in the mid-register, you can get away with playing kind of badly, and that's something I need to get away from. Let's do that one again. Started it okay, but then tongue was too slow. And a lot of times the tongue is too slow because the air is too slow. It's not moving, and the tongue has to like go, oh, I'm doing a lot of work here. Why isn't the air backing me up? That's an instance where I wasn't moving the air in the right way, so when I articulated, everything stopped because I wasn't able to continue. That range for me is really hard. G to about pedal F is just a really rough range. That felt really good. Then the F feels okay, but I'm doing a lot of stuff to manipulate the pitch. Better pitch, but the articulation wasn't there in the last time. So you can see how picky you can be, and that's like probably like 75% picky. I could probably do the same one 100 times to get it just right. And I probably should, and you guys should too. But at least be as picky as I just was. Nice little exercise. I feel better about those ranges actually. That felt really good. Now to play some stuff through the ranges to kind of connect everything again. And I'll see you guys next time.